Здравствуйте! В этом очередном ролике студенческой миграции в Австралию я хотел бы поговорить с нашим верховным главнокомандующим, паном Блусом, человеком, который стоял у истоков деятельности проекта Рамзес, человеком очень известным, наверное, русским студентам. Он дает размещение, так называемый accommodation. Он руководит всем тем потоком, который идет в Вильямс Бизнес Колледж из России. Человек, который меня прекрасно знает и который является моим другом. Я бы хотел обратиться к Дэниелу, чтобы он немножко пояснил ситуацию с его точки зрения, с точки зрения менеджера Вильямс Бизнес Колледжа, о том, как он видит перспективы обучения, в частности, русских студентов в Вильямс Бизнес Колледже. So, Daniel, I introduce you to the Russian students, and they eager to know your point of view as a manager, as the alpha dog of this Village Business College, as a friend of mine actually, about the prospects for Russian students to study on bachelor or package bachelor with Lloyd's College in terms of improving their English abilities.
First of all, I think this is a very unique time for all international students, as Australian government wants to see that students who are coming, they have certain plans and they heavily focus on getting graduation and especially higher education, completed higher education courses. Obviously, we understand that most of students from Russia would be studying English on the beginning just to achieve the certain or required level of English. However, after completing the English courses, it's nowadays that's what we see from the market, and that's what we see from the requirements coming from the immigration, that everyone should think about completing higher education courses. Let's start from bachelor's. Therefore, nowadays we are promoting and focusing to promote and convince students that doing bachelor's will be very profitable for them in the future, will make them much more employable and give them much more options. And another thing which is strictly related with completing bachelor courses is the fact that the Australian government recently introduced new kind of visa, which in fact will allow students to get a job, to get a visa, 2 years visa after completing bachelor course, 2 years visa, which will let them to work after graduation.
Graduate skill visa.
Graduate skill visa, or the 2 years postgraduate visa.
And we have approved course for that.
Yes, I mean the regulations says completing, as long as the students complete bachelor courses, they can apply for the visa. So that will give them an option to get work full time, which till now was the biggest problem for employers who try to employ students, but they couldn't offer them full-time work or full-time employment because of the restrictions related with student visa. But from next year, because actually right now there are first applications which will be launched soon for the visa. From next year, there will be first students getting the visa, and there will be that will be actually the beginning of the new program. So I think the students should think, because that's what I found from dealing with your students, that they very much focus and they know what they want. They're coming with certain plans, and they following certain pathway. So they know what they want, and they have goals, certain goals, which they they want to meet regardless of obstacles. So I think especially for your students will be strongly recommended to after getting the certain English level or required English level to think about bachelor or higher education courses at the Williams Business College, and which after, let's say, 2.5 years or 3 years time, or even 2 years, because the requirement is only 2 years studying at the bachelor course, will give them opportunity to apply for full-time employment offered by Australian companies and get
better experience in the industry.
Exactly, better experience, which I'm sure once they go back to Europe will make them put them in very good position and employability and big. I mean, having graduation and having, let's say, 2 years employment history with Australian company, that will be big advantage for them. So it never happened before. At least I don't remember a situation when the government created such an opportunity for the students to let them work. I mean, first of all, get graduation and then get the employment, get work experience, and all benefits related with that. So I think everyone should seriously consider such an option. We understand that bachelor courses are more expensive than, let's say, the diploma courses, but obviously
we try to soften that with scholarships, so it's like discounted
also,
price.
That's another thing. When right now we have more colleges, and Williams Business College is one of them, offering much more affordable prices. Before it was really difficult to find bachelor course for, let's say, less than $8,000 or $9,000 per semester. Nowadays the prices goes around $6,000-7,000 per semester. So that's a saving in terms of few years time. The whole duration of the bachelor course, it's over $10,000 saving, which also it's a big advantage for the
students. We give them recognition of prior learning. We call it advanced standing.
That's right. Yeah.
But for people with higher education degree, like specialists, they call it, or bachelor degree or master degree, we give them up to 8 exemptions. So it's very attractive for people.
That's right. As long, I mean, yeah, because lots of them coming already with high education certificates, and that can be used. So we don't want them to do the same things they've already done it or they already have the knowledge. We want them to learn the new things. So if they have already certain graduations, we can apply for advanced standing, and in the best case scenario, 2 years time, after 2 years time of doing bachelor course and completing bachelor course, they can apply for the new visa and just start working full-time and getting experience and basically experience. So of course there are benefits like certain amounts of money earned, not just much higher fees than the fees offered by hospitality industry. So that definitely would be another advantage. But I think most of them would be looking for experience, because that's what brings the value, that's what gives them the future, and that's what they can use later on in, let's say, in going back to Europe after graduation and after work, finishing the 2 years employment.
If they want to go there, so in this case they have not only knowledge, but experience. Таким образом, если вы, в принципе, получаете наше образование, вы получаете и опыт работы до того, как вы закончили, может быть, начинаете за год-полтора до того, как вы закончите Вильямс Бизнес Колледж. И 2 года вы имеете право полной занятости, и мы будем делать все возможное для того, чтобы вы как можно быстрее подтвердили свою квалификацию в Австралию и имели возможность работать как бухгалтера, менеджеры, маркетологи и так далее, на самых лучших предприятиях и бизнесах Австралии, и зачастую это международные. I'm talking about that our potential employers, for employees, no, sorry, employers. Our potential employers, they are basically international companies. They have branches everywhere, and including in Australia. So it means that their references are highly desirable for the people, and highly valued by any employer overseas, including in Russia. If they go there.
That's another fact. Australia actually needs a lot of skilled people, and very often we have students coming and having, let's say, 10, 15 years experience and having certain graduation gained in overseas. The only problem is, the only problem was up till now was the working limitation up to 20 hours when being on student visa. But that's what's gonna be changed by the new visa, which actually will allow students to work full time. So they will have not only, let's say, work experience from their own country, and then graduation from their own country, Australian graduation, and then there will be in big demand. That's why we're saying be in demand, come over, get the Australian graduation, apply for visa, and be in demand. And I think there will be even employers, Australian employers will be very happy that finally they have an opportunity to employ skilled people coming from overseas and people with great knowledge and skills. And the process of getting to employ them will be much easier than was till now.
Я еще хотел бы остановиться на таком моменте. Не секрет, что русский сектор нашего рынка, то есть из количества студентов, которые есть, 100%, допустим, русский сектор для Вильямс Бизнес Колледжа именно для bachelor degree, то есть для бакалавриата, будет уходить в сторону 50%. Я надеюсь, что нам совместно это удастся сделать. Таким образом, мы будем достаточно влиятельной силой. Причем влиятельной силой не для того, чтобы кому-то диктовать свои условия, а для того, чтобы совместно решать какие-то вопросы, чтобы к нам, в общем-то, руководство прислушивалось. Оно и так прислушивается, но дело в том, что имея такой вес, мы совместно можем планировать и деятельность учебного заведения в нужном нам и нужном учебному заведении русло. То есть мы совместно планируем работу и образовательную даже программу Вильямс Бизнес Колледжа. И это очень важно. I just want to tell audience, students to be actually, that the number of Russians, not numerically but just percentage, I will do at any cost. I will increase it up to maybe third or even 50%. And after that, we can work out together with management, with teachers, with potential employers, all together, even with government, with Department of Immigration, the best way to study and to teach them for the best outcome for the industry, for the education institution, for Vильямс Business College, or the education group all together, for our managerial staff, but it's closely connected. So the student comes first, their needs come first, and because they're only people who pay money, means that together we can work out the best for the Vильямс Business College as an institution, as a business entity. It means that we can be proactive. Instead of, you know that many people, many companies, they try to copy us now. We can even name them, our competitors, but look, it's sort of, we haven't got actually any approval from NEDA and top management even to call these people, but we know this institution. But the problem is that they try to copy what we do, our mistakes and our achievements. Problem if you in the desert, if you follow the leader, always you swallow dust. So you have to use proactive tactics, not reactive tactics. It's a very important issue in management. So the main idea is sort of total quality management, quality control. How to achieve the best outcome for everyone to be better off. We sit together. It's what actually we always doing on this table next to the
round table.
Yeah, round table. We don't have King Arthur, but anyway, we have Дэниэл and Mr. Alex, but we don't have King Arthur. But I see that part of most active students of mine, me, you, and management, and even owner Neda, Betty, as well. We sit together and with Asif, with teaching staff, we sit together and find what's the best for the students. Of course, we do mistakes, but we correct these mistakes and we go further. So we create the policies. In terms of actually limits of
the boundaries of
we have boundaries because government regulate us, but still we are very flexible with even with our study course, the subject outlines. We know that we use the books, but the case studies are very close to the real, the employers, not employers. The employers, we have partnership relationships. So if we discuss financial management of company, their records, their financial activity, we can use just Australian company, but we can use the Australian company, the company we have partner like Foxtel or any other we're partnering. It means that our students will be adjusted to definitely to the companies we partnering. When they come there, they have much better employability than anyone else. And so our students, they win competition. And on my opinion, that if Russian agent and Russian students, they are very active, they lead, so we create the conditions others follow. It's for the best, you know, of everyone. Everyone will be better off.
Sure.
So I think that this is the most important achievement. It's taken maybe 4 years for us to establish that. You remember that bachelor didn't even exist.
Yeah, that's true. First of all, we have to build, because at this stage WBC have partners, employers who are coming and employing diploma level students, but obviously they will be looking for employing our bachelor students. So once they graduate, and then they go for interview, they go for internship just to check whether the knowledge and experience it's enough. Then they will know what the employers want and what exactly has to be adjusted, if anything has to be adjusted. But our relationship with the employers, they will give us lots of indications and lots of help in turn to make our students even more employable for those particular companies.
Короче говоря, мы имеем сейчас полное понимание, что менеджмент, преподавательский состав, сами студенты, по крайней мере, активная их часть, образовательный агент, то есть я, грубо говоря, вот, мы все можем вырабатывать общую политику для того, чтобы Вильямс бизнес-колледж процветал, Неда Моррис имела деньги, чтобы наши преподаватели получали прибавку в жаловании, чтобы агент не бедствовал, имел свои комиссионные, чтобы студенты тратили меньше, чувствовали себя более уверенными, получали работу и, скажем так, политически корректно выражаясь, то, что хотели, достигали с меньшими затратами временными, денежными, нервными и с большим, как говорится, процентом вероятности этого достижения. Работодатели, в принципе, заинтересованы в том же самом. И государство заинтересовано в этом, потому что создается механизм, при котором государство получает деньги, государство получает налоги, государство получает хороших иммигрантов, может быть, в том числе. Вот. Но в любом случае эта система должна работать слаженно и не должно быть недовольных людей. Поэтому эта система, естественно, будет работать. А наша задача сделать, чтобы, имея достаточно просветленные умы, если уж на то пошло, то есть и мои студенты, и я, и менеджеры наши, владелица, путем проб и ошибок и путем достаточно большого опыта работы в этой отрасли, чтобы мы достигли и превысили тот уровень, который у нас есть. При этом мы, естественно, будем опираться на тех студентов, которые не являются с нашего рынка, грубо говоря, не из России, там, не русскоязычные, тоже. И вместе мы сформируем то, что нужно нам. Те, кто захочет это скопировать, это сделать не могут, потому что это очень индивидуально. И ты должен вообще быть этичным человеком. Ты должен умерить свою жадность, как агенты, как студенты, как, может быть, владельцы и так далее, и так далее. Это очень важно. И вот на это я хотел, скажем так, уделить очень большое внимание. I mean that when we do business together, agent, student, manager, owner, teacher, etc., we have to compromise. We have to sacrifice your own interests for the whole business. So the whole business and student interests, they come first. Student interests because they are only stakeholders who pay money. And for the rest, if someone is unhappy, the system doesn't work. This ability to adjust yourself and be ready for sort of sacrifice, it's, on my opinion, it's very important. It took time to make it, but it comes true. So now we can tell that at least for Bachelor of Business and Accounting, we've reached the point when we can be proud.
Yeah, I think generally it took a long time to get to the level we are now, to get the accreditation and the bachelor license itself. But if we compare it to other institutions, actually we achieve much faster and all the accreditations than other well-known institutions. So I think beginning is always tough, but we're improving right now. We're improving quickly, and I believe in the future it will be even better. The numbers are improving. We're getting good feedbacks, and as Alex said, because we're working together, so we know we're listening to students. We're trying to find out what's the best way to help them, what's the best way to look after them. But it doesn't mean we will be helping them to pass the exams.
No.
What's not common in big universities? The fact that no one gets special attention. In big universities, you will be just a number. You'll be one of thousands. And to make an appointment with lecturer, to make an appointment with course coordinator, sometimes takes weeks. And if you get lucky and you get the appointment, it's generally a very short period, and nobody knows you on the end, and they treat you. You always will be treated as a number. At Williams Business College, the difference is that we know people by name. We know them. We can give them. If, let's say, employers coming to us and looking for a particular person, we're not just giving anyone. We can advise based on the academic results and also on attitude and personal relationship.
We know the strong sides of each student.
Exactly, because that's what employers also want. They don't want us to send them anyone who graduate. They have very specific requirements. So we, management or lecturers, even academic board, agents as well, we get together and we can combine our knowledge about particular person, saying, okay, we know who would be the best for that position. So if employer comes to us and says, I need a person meeting all the requirements, we can be very specific and we can point a person who would meet all the requirements, or most of them. So employer will be very happy because they wouldn't have to go through, let's say, 10 or 20 interviews to find out the right person. They will will have to go through 1 or 2 to decide who would be the best. So we were discussing employers' situation with, reasons why we're different and why we can help students to get employment on the end, within studying also the right knowledge and help, because we have to understand everyone basically has to work while the
individual approach
they're studying. So and we understand all the problems which can be related with being in a different country, being away from families, having to work at the same time when you're studying. So it's not easy to study, work, and look after all other things at the same time. So at Williams Business College, we're giving lots of additional support. Lecturers or academic coordinators helping students as much as they can, and giving them additional time and helping them with giving them instructions on how to create the proper or write the proper essay or assignment, how they should approach each subject, not to have too much difficulties with passing the exams. But as I said before, it's not about giving the answers or helping during the exam, or just marking or giving high distinctions to everyone for doing nothing, because we have to, on the other hand, we have to make sure that graduating from Williams Business College and going to the employment market, you will have the certain knowledge, and the employers will be happy with what you have, what you gain at Williams Business College, and what knowledge you have. Then, as long as the first students who get employment, perform well, then obviously later on will be much easier for all of us. Exactly, and it's a mutual relationship. Employers want to have good, skilled, knowledgeable students. We want to have students who, after graduation, they will be getting a job without any problems. So everything works together. So our responsibility is to help as much as we can, devote as much time as we can to our current students. But your responsibility will be to have the certain focus, meeting the minimum requirements, participating lectures, which is strongly recommended. As some students, they sometimes think it's okay, it's better to stay at home and study from the books and doing the study by themselves. But from experience, I guarantee that participating in the classes, participating in the lectures, it will help you to pass the exams, and eventually you will spend much less time getting the books by yourself, going home and trying to go through all things by yourself. So as long as you're willing to join the college, focus for, let's say, have certain focus for 2.5 years, keep going with your assignments, and passing the exams, using our time and also knowledge and all the support, and then we will make sure that in the future you won't have any problems with employment and getting to the level which you want to get.
It's beautiful. And I have an idea, Daniel. What's about they ask questions in few days, maybe in a week, when I have and you have sort of maybe dozen of questions. That time, we actually today's introduction, but later on it will be just questions and answers. Вы спрашиваете нас, какие вопросы вас интересуют. Мы отвечаем на ваши вопросы. Я думаю, что такого режима, в котором студенты и будущие студенты переписываются и имеют информацию, имеют фидбэк от учебного заведения, нету ни у одной образовательной группы, ни у одного университета, ни у одного учебного заведения. Но если учесть, что мы еще фокусируемся на конкретно русский рынок и русского студента, или хотите российского студента, там, русскоязычного, это делает ситуацию вообще уникальную. Все те, кто будут нас копировать, они будут идти в нашем хвосте, потому что к моменту, когда они смогут достичь такого уровня, в чем я очень сомневаюсь, мы будем уже далеко впереди. Я хочу поблагодарить Дэниела за его решимость принять участие в этой передаче. Я хочу поблагодарить Неду Моррис за то, что она разрешила нам говорить все, что угодно, и чувствовать себя свободно в обсуждении наших проблем, потому что это, скажем так, необычная ситуация для других учебных заведений, для нашей, кстати, группы тоже. Вот. Но я думаю, что именно это и даст нам тот уровень, при котором каждому будет лучше. I think that Pan Daniel knows what I said, because Pan Daniel knows some Russian.
I could still remember some words, so yeah, I can figure out what you were saying.
The main idea that we are ready to answer the questions, we are ready to cooperate with not just students, but with prospective students, and it will bring us students, it will bring NEDA prosperity and college prosperity, and it will bring better future for everyone. Correct?
That's right. And please feel free to ask any questions, and we'll answer on them. So once you, before you even make enrollment, you will know exactly what you want to do. And I think that's a very important part, where because when you have goals, you can focus and you can go and try to achieve them. If you're coming without knowing what you want to do, it's not going to work. And it much more later on, it helps you a lot if you know what you have to achieve and which way you have to go. So any questions, please ask. Send to Alex through his portal, and then we'll be probably meeting on regular basis to just reply on each of them. And just because right now we're just guessing what the questions can be and what's your hesitation, what create or case that you're hesitating. So once we know the questions, we will reply on them and answer and try to. Also, it will be helping us to, let's say, organize anything related with studying. So later on, when you come, the system will be already implemented. So you will be working, helping you even better.
And this is it. Thank you very much.
Thank you for your time, Alex. Thank you.
See ya.